Hello to all of you. Today we are studying about chapter 3 fiber to fabric. In chapter 3 fiber to fabric, which is there in your science book, you might have understood by now that how from the fabric we get the fiber. First, fabric, when we separate out the threads which we take out, it gives us yarn, and yarns are when separated out, they give us fiber. Now from fiber how we get the fabric, that we are learning. This part of the chapter is more interesting. Okay. So students, let's understand about spinning of fibers. Spinning of fibers, you can see Gandhiji is doing here spinning with the charkha. He is using charkha. Spinning is the process of making yarn from fibers. Yarn or the thread that you see, that is made from the fibers by the process of spinning. In spinning, a mass of fiber is drawn out and twisted to bring the fibers together and to increase their strength. It's drawn out and it's twisted by hand or twisted by some machine, and then it increases the strength. You might have heard the story of a man with 4 sons. They used to fight with each other, but the man was very much worried. So one day he decided that he should teach a lesson to his sons. So what he did, he gave them one stick each and told them to break it. And each of them were able to do it. But when he told them to combine 4 or 5 sticks together and break it, then they were not able to do. So same principle is applied here, students. That is, when we combine together number of sticks, 4 or 5 sticks together, it will not break. But if we take individual sticks, it will break. Same way, individual fiber will break easily. So number of fibers are joined together to increase their strength, and so that when it is woven into a cloth, then it will be strong. That is the process. Okay. Now spinning of fibers, I hope you have understood. Now activity we can do, that is activity 4 in your book, that is spinning of cotton yarn. In this, what we are doing, we are holding some cotton wool in one hand, and then we are pinching some cotton between the thumb and the forefinger of the other hand. You can see in the picture. Okay, we are holding some cotton wool in one hand and pinching some cotton between thumb and the forefinger like this. Now we gently start pulling out the cotton while continuously twisting the fibers like this. We gently start pulling it out. So we can observe that a thread or yarn is formed. This is the thread or yarn. So spinning of the cotton yarn can be easily done by hand, but it takes some time. Some time is needed to spin out by hand. Spinning of cotton by hand, again you can see here the person is using a box or wooden, some log, some, you can say some, like you hold your books like that. He has got a wooden log on which he has kept the cotton and he is trying to spin it out. But this is also a very timely process. Means it will take lot of time to do this process. Now tools used for spinning, first is hand spindle or tuckly. Let us see a hand spindle. This is a hand spindle. Okay. So here you see thread is being spun in this. It's a simple device used for spinning. It is done in rural areas to spin yarns on a small scale. I'll show you in the picture you see. This is another type of this hand spindle or tuckly, in which there is a whirl is there, means from here it will rotate, and here there is a cob and it will go on spinning the fibers. Okay. So like this, these yarns are ready. Here also yarns are getting ready. You see, spinning is done and yarns are getting ready. Now come to woman spinning by tuckly. There is a woman shown and she is spinning the cotton by means of this tuckly, and she is using same one which I have showed you before. So you see, it is this way, it is held by the women and then she is spinning the fiber. Now tools used for spinning. you can have the second tool is charkha. So charkha is another hand operated spinning tool which was used in the rural areas for making yarn. Now it was very popular during the freedom struggle as Gandhiji promoted the charkha. So it was very popular during the freedom struggle because Gandhiji wanted Indians to be self-reliant. He wanted to show the Britishers that we can be self-reliant, like our Prime Minister is also saying about being Atmanirbhar or self-reliant. So same way Gandhiji wanted that all the Indians should spin out their own clothes. So he used the charkha for spinning, and with this spinning whatever cloth was made, actually by spinning he used to make the yarn, and then it was woven in the handlooms and he used to wear those khadi clothes only, and he popularized charkhas to be used by all in Indians so that the cotton which is grown in India can be spun in India itself on the charkha, and then weaving can be done in the handlooms. Even today weaving is done in handlooms in many places of India. So this is the charkha, popular charkha, which was more popularized by Gandhiji. This may be there in your houses or with your relatives. Some old people still have these charkha at their homes. Now Mahatma Gandhiji using charkha. So I'll explain you this which I have already said, that is father of our nation Mahatma Gandhiji promoted charkha as a part of independence movement. So he wore only the khadi clothes which were woven from the yarn that he himself spun on a charkha. So during the independence movement, he encouraged people to wear the khadi coats made of homespun yarn and shun imported clothes made in the mills of Britain. So he wanted the Indians to be self-reliant. Okay. Gandhiji here is shown in this picture that he is using the spinning wheel. This is another type like your cycle wheel you can see, and he was spinning this in his Sabarmati ashram in the year 1925. Okay, so here charkha or spinning wheel is used and it became the symbol of national unity because everybody can spin on the charkha, the cotton, and then weaving of clothes can be done and then handloom can be worn. This became a symbol of national unity. So this way people started to fight against the Britishers in 1900s. Okay, so it was a big struggle to get our freedom. You can understand by this. So spinning on a large scale. Now spinning which was done previously like takli and charkha which I showed you, it's a very time taking task. But when people became industrialized and they did not have enough time to do these tasks, so they started using the spinning machine. Spinning machine runs on electricity. It has got some advantages, that is spinning is done faster than by hand spinning tools like takli and charkha. It does not need much physical effort of a person as only the machine has to be operated and maintained. Then less labor is needed, so reduces the cost of production as less number of people are needed because only a button has to be switched on. I'll show you this by picture. Then some human errors are also reduced. Error can occur because maybe some threads may not be put properly. These threads are actually of two types in spinning, you know. There is a longitudinal thread which is called as wrap, and there is a diagonal thread or there is a thread on the right angle going widthwise which is known as weft, and these two threads are arranged together on a particular frame is there. So I'll show you that by picture and explain you by picture. So you see here a lady is just pressing the button, you can see, to start this spinning machine. So it's run by electricity, and you see number of wheels can be made or number of spinning bobs can be made in this. You see here spinning will occur, all the thread will come down. Okay, and its spinning will occur. This is a power loom, you see, a very mechanized machine, and you see here spinning is occurring. From here the fibers are going, and here the spinning loops are made, or you can say spinning bobs are prepared. The threads which you get from market are like this. They are in small in size. That's all. This is used for threads like this or yarns like this are used in big textile industries. So spinning is done in these big structures. Okay, it's on a big large scale. It's happening. That is a power loom. Now what is this process? You see, spinning is done like this. And after spinning, weaving is done on a power loom, and after weaving, the dyeing or printing is done. Dyeing, printing and finishing. Dyeing means giving color to the clothes is done. Then printing of some designs is done on the clothes. Its finishing is done means it's smoothened out and whatever defects are removed, and then it is going for garment manufacture means some clothes are being produced. So this is the entire process of producing the clothes, children, which you wear. That is textile manufacturing process. First spinning is done, then its weaving is done on a weaving machine, which I'll explain you by another video. Then its dyeing, printing and finishing is done, and after that garment manufacturing is done. So I hope you have understood the textile manufacturing process. You have understood the spinning process very well, and the spinning tools which are used, hand spindle, charkha and this spinning machine that is used, this one. Then in next videos I'll teach you about weaving, how weaving is done, which tools are used. So I hope you are liking my videos, you are understanding from my videos, and if it's good then you can subscribe to my channel so that you can press the bell icon and you can get notifications at regular intervals. Ma'am is trying to help you out as much as possible by these small videos which you can see and you can understand your process properly. Your chapters also we have covered already, chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3 of science. We are in chapter 3 of science. So I hope you are understanding and you can subscribe to my channel. So thank you and have a nice day.